He went and said, "Oh, now
we're back again."
This is the third episode of our crossover week. Started out with my show with involvement, then I joined her show. Now she joined me in a recap of the horror show at Extreme Rules.
Don't normally do this, but last night the show was interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
And I have some comments I can actually make this time. Usually I can't.
This show, we'll talk about it because here's another whole thing. But like always, this show here, the recap special always do the same three format, which is best match, worst match, and overall recap of it with our opinion.
Okay.
Now let's kick it off. Before we begin, please like, share, subscribe. We'd like you to give me a comment on new idea for shows for Furness TV. Don't forget to subscribe to my mom's channel, and she has her show. What's it called again?
My Life as I See It.
That's right, and that's gonna be a fun. And that happens every Sunday, right after my show. And of course, got game night every Wednesday. We are packed up pretty much.
Pretty much. And as long as we have this heat, you'll probably be seeing a lot more use of water in those games. If for no other reason, just to cool down. Look, you're going to hit me down lower, okay? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
This is not fair because I can't. Hot, so I don't really care.
Robert.
Oh, shut up.
No, I can.
Okay, we're back again.
Now let's get right down to our best one. Now I'm going to go to the best match.
Okay.
In my opinion, one of the best matches has to be Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler. It was a very unique situation. Drew McIntyre gave Dolph Ziggler the opportunity to game a stipulation. He chose to wait till the show to now that it would be an Extreme Rules match, only to Drew McIntyre. That means the rule pretty much means that in Dolph Ziggler's situation, he can use Extreme Rules with no qualification, no countouts, only to win by pinfall or submission inside the ring. But for Drew McIntyre, he cannot. It's a normal match. For Drew, it's a normal match with qualification and countout and 10 count. So,
which I think was incredibly not fair, but I've been told many times that it's been happening in the past, and that's just the way it is.
It did in 2007. Unforgiven, I think. It was a match between Triple H and Khalid, made by McMahon, where Khalid had all had the ability to use weapons.
You may want to get back on the screen.
Sorry, I couldn't help it, Mom.
Yes.
But in this particular one, now it was another thing too. If Drew McIntyre got disqualified or counted out, then Dolph would be champion. As a villain, this was a smart move and clever. We haven't seen it in a long time.
That's true. That's very true. And ironically, my best match was also the same match. Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler. Now, given the stipulations, I really wasn't thinking it was going to be that good. It turned out to be extremely good. I gave it an A+.
The cool thing about this match was that it was very clever in the way it was executed. There were tens of Dolph Ziggler trying to use the count-out rule. Him using the wet.
So, like I say, to me, that was the best match of the night.
Now, the worst match.
This is a toss-up for me. I have quite a few that I could choose from.
Yeah.
For me, it was a toss-up between the big event one with Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman. I know that people loved it. I didn't. To me, it was a little too strange, and there really wasn't enough wrestling. I mean, it just didn't suit my taste at all. And it ended up with where we really don't know who the winner was, except the fact that we now know that it's going to continue on because the Fiend showed up at the end. My other choices for that match were basically both matches involving the women.
For me, my choice was both women matches. They couldn't make a decision, but I had to make both women matches. Due to one circumstances, Bailey and Sasha Banks, I can't stand these two. They're taking over in a way that I can't. They're so annoying.
It's not fair for the other wrestlers, the other female wrestlers. I mean, this is the fifth anniversary of
the women's evolution. They
okay?
Sasha Banks.
You would think that would mean that more women would have a chance, but right now the only two that are actually getting any kind of chance are Becky and
Bailey and Sasha Banks.
That's it.
Bailey holds.
And it's ridiculous.
Bailey holds SmackDown Women's Championship, while Sasha Banks holds no title, except for the one half. Those two are also the women's tag team champions. This event, Bailey was defending her SmackDown Women's Championship against Nikki Cross, while Asuka defending the title against Sasha Banks. So, now, in the both situation, and in controversy, for the Bailey's match, there was where behind the referee, back referee with Sasha Banks put almost a brass knuckle type weapon right into Bailey, who used it on the Nikki Cross, who never didn't know. Thereby winning the title. And then Sasha Banks won. Oh, now the game was very good.
Yeah.
It was a really drama thing, really good. But the ending was controversial. It started off with Bailey and with Asuka accidentally spraying the referee with the miss. Then Bailey, and then of course after using the belt as the tag team belt as a weapon, Bailey took off referee's shirt, thinking that if she wore a shirt, she was a referee. And now it's going to make the cover in 1, 2, 3. Now it's confirmed that the match was no contest. So thereby, Asuka's still champion. But it's going to be interesting to see if Asuka. But according to Bailey, it's on the bank.
You want to set forward because look at the screen. You're not on the screen that much.
Sasha Banks is still it's the Raw Women's Champion.
Yeah, I know it really was not that best. It sucked. I mean, I'm getting so sick and tired though. These two women thinking that they can basically win everything, and at that point, they practically are winning everything, and it's not fair.
And not only that, they're walking over the business. I mean, they're putting themselves in place business. No, that's not needed. Yeah. The way they talk is like, ugh. So annoying.
They've even come out in men's matches and started talking about themselves. I mean, why would they do that? I'm a writer at heart, and I like to write and create stories. And even I can see where this is not a good storyline, and it's gonna hurt.
Now we are getting close to SummerSlam, which is coming up in August. I can't wait when we do a recap. But I'm hoping you join me for that.
We'll see. We will see.
But I think SummerSlam coming up. So anything can happen between now and SummerSlam that you be interesting?
For the record, on the worst matches, all of the three that I talked about, they all got a C from me.
When it comes to now, we're going to recap the show. Started off the kickoff show, which was started out with the match. The kickoff show pretty much was Murphy versus Kevin Owens, and that
was a fantastic match.
Great chemistry with both men. Murphy was really good. We got a good move by Kevin Owens. I mean, including a similar move style to that Lacey Evans when he was in the second rope, the top rope to the moonsault.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
That surprised me.
That was pretty cool by Kevin Owens.
I've been a big fan of Kevin Owens for a while. When he's a good guy, when he's a bad guy, not so much. But when he's a good guy, he's awesome.
He has a really good talent. Athleticism is incredible. Round pound is amazing. He does the groovy style stuff. It's amazing. This guy's great. He's from Canada, so go Canada.
And for the record, I named that one the second best match of the night, giving it an A.
Now we're going to get right down to their show. It's kicked off with the tag team tables match, the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Table matches are meant to be fun, but they're not my favorite kind of match.
No, and this one felt flat.
It felt flat. kind of boring.
It really was. Well, for one thing, I'm not a big fan of Sheamus and
Not,
Cesaro.
not Sheamus.
Not Sheamus, but
Chicken Nakamura and Cesaro.
and Cesaro. I'm not really a big fan of those two together. They just don't work.
But in the end, those two did win after, I think it was Cesaro who put cocaine through 2 tables stacked upon.
Yeah, probably not.
I'll tell you about they're doing 10 and
it had potential.
It had potential. Then we get to our second match, which was actually the women's one.
Yeah, Wonder Woman won.
The SmackDown Women's Championship event. That again women's one worse. Now other matches in the card that include also was a match. Actually, it was a match that did not make it on the list. It never aired.
What's that?
The bar fight.
Oh yeah, we never got to see the bar fight. They probably ran out of time. But I do know that when they were having I think what one was that with MVP.
There was a match for the United States Championship between MVP and Apollo Crews. But Apollo Crews could not show up due to an injury caused by Hannah Bobby Lashley when put in full Nelson.
And of course, MVP, he thought, well, because he was a forfeit, he had to have won. So he went around thinking that he won. I can't stand him.
He claims he's United States champion, but he's not.
But he's not.
He's the self-proclaimed one, and he's currently up to having an actual match for the title.
I can't see Bobby Lashley lasting long with MVP anyway.
Just doesn't work. In the Hurt business, I don't like that. Also in the matches, let's get right down to it.
Well, I'll tell you this. I have a surprise. The best surprise for me for the whole night, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, was the I2I match.
I2I match between Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins. Not only to win this match, was literally poking an eye out.
I didn't think I would like it, and in most cases, and for the most part, there were parts of it I really didn't care for. But I thought it was too dangerous. It could be
you were just talking about that point the whole time.
Yeah, I did pretty much because, like I say, it was too easy for a slip up, and it could be a very serious injury if they did. But overall, after the match was done, I had to admit that it was a good match.
It was brutal. It was violent. But it wasn't too violent. I thought it was less violent than I thought it was going to be.
Oh yeah.
And for what it was actually a pretty decent match. Rey Mysterio did lose, but we found out that he was only severely injured after all.
That's good.
That could.
And if that was his swan song, it was a good swan song.
It was a brutal, it was a great headline match. It was a horror show kind of match. Definitely been a horror show. And that was a very interesting one. Now,
did I give that one a match? I did. I gave that one a B.
Pretty decent.
No kidding.
On match, you said one was yours. But in actuality, I didn't think it was that bad per se. The Hawaiian One Fight was not that bad to me. I thought the storytelling is that very similar to the John Cena one.
And that's why I didn't care for it. That's one of the reasons I didn't care for it.
Yeah, but the idea of it is Braun Strowman bringing it into his own hell. And I gotta admit, Sister Abigail with Alexa Bliss, that was quite clever. Wow, yeah. That was quite interesting. But the wine, all of a sudden, he's drawn into the water, and see the Fiend showed up. The Fiend showed up, and it was let me in.
See, I didn't care for it because there didn't seem to be any. It was like random things that were happening. It was very hard for me to follow it along the way. And I'm there to watch wrestling. I'm not there to watch a show like that. I mean, you can say the same for the match that the Undertaker had at the end, but there's a difference. Yes, they had a storyline and they had a lot of use of that kind of cinematography, but they told a story and they wrestled their ass off, and that's the difference.
Now, it was, after all, called Extreme Rules, the horror show. And when you come down to the fact that it was definitely a horror show, that lived up to that part.
So, are you ready for your final thoughts? I know I am.
Overall, the show was Mixed show. Overall, I might give it a B minus,
Oh, you're more generous than I am.
and if not a C plus. A C plus.
You gotta stop getting out of my head. Overall, I agree with him. Overall, the show lived up to its name. It was definitely a horror show. However, I didn't enjoy it like I enjoy other WWE events, and they have done better than this. So overall, I also gave it a C plus.
Now, this has been really now horror minus tonight on Raw. This could be an unsanctioned match between Big Show and Randy Orton.
Definitely interesting.
I'm kind of worried about Big Show because as of late, Randy Orton has been very dangerous.
I know. And when he gets to that stage, he's not a likable guy. Trust me.
And that's why he's one of the best
God.
villains out in WWE as of late. He always has been. And this is just proof.
Yeah, the last time he was this brutal, I didn't like it at all. It was way too brutal.
Oh, yeah. I remember the time he was punting the boss in the head. That was way back 11 years ago, July 9th, on the lead up to Royal Rumble. When he ended up winning the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, no, like, it's interesting to see how he comes a legend killer, even though he himself is a legend.
Yeah, kind of ironic, isn't it? Here he is a legend, and yet he calls himself a legend killer. Doesn't he gonna kill himself someday?
Well, the idea of it is that the idea of bringing back Legend Killer era was when he was younger. I mean, younger he was fresh, vile, and that.
He's not fresh and vile anymore.
Well, he during the game, he definitely came back being vile.
Yeah. Overall, over the years, I have enjoyed Randy Orton at times. I've always enjoyed it when he's a good guy. He's actually a lot of fun as a good guy. But and when he's a bad guy, he can be a lot of fun there too. But sometimes he gets to the extreme.
But that's just what it is. You're the Apex Predators and the Viper, and your dad or the villain. I mean, he's been like, come on, man. Because when he can get psychotic, he shows no emotion.
No kidding.
That's not good.
No kidding.
Don't mess with a Viper.
You know, over the years with the different stars, I've always been a person, obviously, to enjoy the good guy, and that. But I have also enjoyed some bad guys when they're good. Like if they're bad for a good reason and they do it in a storyline that makes sense, that's great. What I don't like is when people come on the scene and all they do is break into different matches or attack behind the scenes
or injure
people on purpose. And don't tell me they don't do it on purpose, because they know they do. I mean, there was a time when if you were wrestling, you didn't try to injure your person, but your opponent. But now it seems to be that's the thing to do.
It's an easy vile tactic to be a heel.
Yeah, but it's an overused.
And overused though. And there's some people like right now that I think need to go.
Oh God, yeah.
I can name a couple: Zelina Vega and not Andrade. Andrade is a good talent. He
just needs to get away from those two.
Angel Garza is one I got you real.
Yeah.
Angel Garza, I am not a fan of.
I used to really like Bobby Lashley. I mean, I was so sad when he left, and I really wanted him to come back. I got my wish, unfortunately, because he isn't the best anymore. I do not like his character anymore. He's too smug. I mean, I don't know. It's not a likable character, and it's not one that would want you to want to watch him. Not to me, anyway.
There was some other women's wrestling right now. It's gotten really strong, good character.
Yeah, really good ones.
Now, overall, NXT got some pretty decent good characters, and Raw got some good ones. SmackDown got some good ones. But I wish we could see more of them.
I know. At one point, it actually looked like their other female wrestlers were going to get together and say enough's enough with Bayley and Sasha Banks and attack them. But that didn't go anywhere. It just fizzled. And I'd like to see that because that would be good.
Well, maybe we can bring up SummerSlam. Nothing might happen.
We can hope. Also, right now,
the Bliss and Cross, who are mad, and Asuka and Kabuki And of course, Kairi Sane,
Yeah,
that's
they're good.
4 women who don't like the one, and I would invite other people don't like her attitude. So there is a possibility.
It also made me sort of see it if they do, not Survivor, but when they compete against each other. We, this Raw against
Oh, that's right. That's right. Survivor Series.
the Survivor Series, where they have
Survivor Series when they have the Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT now.
yeah,
That's way in November.
I know.
However, right now WWE is got up SummerSlam. It's the biggest party of the summer. Anything can happen. We'll see. But that's just the way it could be.
On the bright side, we may not see Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam this year. Yay!
Thank you so much for watching. We'll there. Get go. Boom.
I know.
Hello. Oh,
Hello. Hi, how you doing? Pretty good. Uh-huh. Okay. Can you hang on a second and see if I can make you a little louder because I can hardly hear you? I'm about to let it go. Okay. Fans are loud.
What?
Oh, good. Oh, good.